The screen went black. Every light inside the movie theater shut off at the same time, like someone flipped a giant switch. Kids screamed. Popcorn hit the floor. The sound system cracked loud, then whispered a single word from the speakers. Stay. On the screen, Freddy's face filled the room. His eyes were not part of the movie anymore. They were looking straight at us. His jaw opened slowly, metal grinding like teeth on stone, and the exit signs over the doors went dark one by one. That was the moment everyone realized this was not just a movie. It was Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and it was only in cinemas, and it was Christmas Day, and no one could leave. Then the screen cut to static. And behind us, something moved. Earlier that day, everything felt normal. It was December 25th, Christmas morning, and snow lined the sidewalks outside the Willow Creek Cinema in Ohio. Families laughed, kids wore winter hats with pom-poms, and the lobby smelled like butter and candy. Posters for Five Nights at Freddy's 3, only in cinemas December 25th covered the walls. People said this movie was different. Darker. Scarier. Not coming to streaming, the cashier told everyone. Only theaters. That made it special. My name is Ethan Parker, I'm 12 years old, and I came with my best friend Lucas, my little sister Mia, and our babysitter Rachel. Mom said we deserved a treat for being good all year. She hugged us, waved, and said she'd pick us up after the movie. That was the last normal moment of the day. Inside Theater 7, the seats were almost full. Kids whispered theories. Teens laughed too loud. A man dressed like Freddy for fun took selfies with people near the front. The lights dimmed slowly, and Christmas felt far away. The movie started quietly. Old security tapes. Flickering cameras. A rundown place called Fazbear's Fright. Nothing too scary at first. People relaxed. Lucas even leaned over and said, "This isn't bad at all." Then the first jump scare hit. A loud bang. Freddy's face flashed for half a second. Everyone screamed, then laughed. That was the first high. The first rush. After that, things slowed again. The movie showed empty halls, dusty props, broken animatronics behind glass. The music hummed low. My sister curled closer to Rachel. I felt a little nervous, but it was still just a movie. Then something strange happened. A phone rang. Not in the movie. In the theater. It rang again, echoing through the room. People looked around, annoyed. Someone said, "Turn it off." But the ringing didn't stop. It came from everywhere at once. On the screen, the security guard in the movie froze. He looked straight at the camera, like he could see us. "Why are there so many of you tonight?" he asked. People laughed nervously. The ringing stopped. The movie continued, but something felt wrong now. The animatronics on screen seemed closer. Their movements didn't match the cuts. Freddy's head twitched when it shouldn't have. His eyes followed the camera, and maybe us. Halfway through the movie, the man in the Freddy costume stood up to go to the bathroom. He never made it to the aisle. The lights flickered once fast. When they came back, he was gone. His seat was empty. The costume head lay on the floor, facing the screen. Someone screamed for real this time. Rachel stood up. "Okay, that's enough," she said. "We're leaving." That's when the exit signs went dark. That's when the screen went black. That's when Freddy spoke. Now, in total darkness, the sound of metal footsteps echoed behind the seats. Heavy. Slow. Getting closer. Kids cried. Adults pounded on the doors. Nothing opened. A dim red light blinked on near the screen. 3 tall shapes stood there, not on the screen, but in front of it. Real. Freddy. Foxy. Springtrap. And Freddy lifted his hand, pointing straight at our row. The speakers crackled again. Night 1 begins now. Then the theater doors slammed shut all at once. And the animatronics started walking toward us. The first scream came from the front row. Freddy took one heavy step forward, then another. The floor shook under his feet. Foxy's hook scraped against the carpet, making a sharp screeching sound that hurt my ears. Springtrap didn't move at first. He just stood there, his broken face smiling, watching everyone panic. "Run!" someone shouted. People jumped over seats. Popcorn buckets flew. A man tried to force the exit door open with his shoulder. It didn't move. The screen behind the animatronics turned back on by itself, showing a glowing red timer. 5 a.m. Lucas grabbed my arm. "Ethan, don't let go!" Rachel lifted Mia into her arms and ran toward the side aisle. I followed, my heart pounding so hard I thought it would burst. Freddy suddenly turned his head toward us. His eyes flashed bright white. We ducked behind the last row of seats as Foxy rushed past, fast and wild, knocking chairs over like toys. His laugh echoed through the theater, high and broken. "Why is this happening?" Mia cried. Rachel shook her head. "I don't know. Just stay quiet." The speakers crackled again, softer this time, like a whisper close to my ear. "Hide if you want. The night always ends the same." On the screen, security cameras appeared, just like in the games. Camera labels blinked: lobby, hallway, theater 7. A small green light showed where each animatronic was. Freddy's dot moved slowly. Foxy's dot jumped fast. Springtrap's dot disappeared. "That's not good," Lucas whispered. People were splitting up now. Some hid behind the screen. Others crawled under seats. A few kids cried for their parents. The man dressed as a security guard from the movie stood up near the aisle, shaking. "This is fake," he said. "It has to be fake." Springtrap appeared right behind him. There was a loud crunch. The lights flickered, and when they came back, the man was gone. Only his flashlight rolled across the floor, spinning in circles. Everyone went silent. We stayed hidden, barely breathing. Minutes felt like hours. The timer on the screen slowly changed. 4:37 a.m. Freddy's voice echoed again. "Rules are rules. Break them, and you disappear." Lucas pointed at a door near the screen. "That's the staff hallway. Maybe it leads out." Rachel hesitated, then nodded. "When Foxy moves, we go." As if on purpose, Foxy charged toward the opposite side of the theater, chasing a group of teens. His footsteps thundered away. We ran. The hallway door creaked open, revealing a narrow corridor with peeling paint and flickering lights. It smelled old, like dust and metal. The door slammed shut behind us. For a moment it was quiet. Too quiet. We followed the hallway until it opened into a small control room. Old monitors buzzed, showing different parts of the theater. On a desk sat a security badge that read Fazbear Fright, Night Staff. Lucas picked it up. "Ethan, look!" One monitor showed the lobby. Snow pressed against the glass doors outside. Police cars sat frozen in place, lights flashing but not moving, like a paused video. "They're not coming," Mia whispered. Rachel pressed buttons on the desk. One screen changed to a message in red letters. "Only in cinemas. No escape." Behind us, the lights went out. We turned around slowly. Springtrap stood in the doorway, blocking the hall. His eyes glowed faint green. He tilted his head, listening to our fear. The timer appeared on the monitor again. 3:15 a.m. Springtrap stepped inside. The door slammed shut on its own. And Freddy's laugh echoed through the walls as the cameras all went dark at once. Springtrap moved closer. Each step sounded wet and broken, like something heavy dragging across the floor. Rachel pushed us behind the control desk and held her finger to her lips. My heart felt so loud I was sure he could hear it. Springtrap stopped. He tilted his head, listening. The monitors suddenly flickered back on by themselves. Every screen showed the same thing. The inside of Theater 7. Freddy stood in the center aisle. Foxy paced back and forth near the screen. The red timer glowed brighter than before. 2:58 a.m. A new message appeared on one monitor. Survive the final night. Lucas swallowed. There has to be a way to end this. In the games, you make it to morning. Rachel scanned the desk. There were switches, old buttons, and one big red lever with a cracked label under it. Show reset, emergency only. Before we could touch it, Springtrap growled. He lunged. Rachel shoved the desk hard. It slammed into Springtrap's legs, slowing him just enough. Run! She yelled. We burst out of the control room and sprinted down the hallway. Alarms started blaring, loud and sharp. Red lights flashed everywhere. The walls shook like the building was waking up. We ran back into the theater. Chaos. Freddy had grabbed someone near the front row. Foxy chased two kids toward the screen. People screamed and climbed over seats. The Freddy costume from earlier lay ripped open on the floor, empty. The timer changed again. 2 a.m. Freddy looked straight at me. Not the character. Not the costume. Me. He raised one finger and pointed. Lucas pushed me down between the seats just as Freddy charged. His metal hand crushed the chair above my head like it was paper. Sparks flew. The sound made my ears ring. Ethan! Lucas shouted. I crawled out and grabbed his hand. We ran toward the screen, where Foxy had disappeared behind it. The screen flapped slightly, like a curtain. Behind it was a narrow space filled with wires, speakers, and old props. A staircase led up to the projector room. That's it, Rachel said. Movies end in the projector room. We climbed fast, our legs burning. Behind us, Freddy's footsteps shook the stairs. Springtrap followed, slower but steady. The projector room door slammed shut behind us. Inside, the projector roared loudly, blasting light through the glass window into the theater. On the wall was a final message, flashing over and over. End the show before 6 a.m. The timer appeared again. 1:12 a.m. Lucas pointed at the projector. If this movie is trapping us, maybe stopping it sets us free. Rachel nodded. Ethan, help me. We rushed to the machine. It was old and hot, rattling hard. I saw the same red lever from the control room, smaller this time, shaking with each second. The door behind us creaked open. Freddy's shadow filled the room. No cuts, Freddy growled. The show must go on. Mia screamed. Springtrap reached through the doorway, his fingers scraping the wall. Foxy's laugh echoed from below. The timer blinked faster. 0:30 a.m. Rachel grabbed the lever. When I pull this, run to the screen. What about you? I asked. She looked at us and smiled, scared but strong. Go. Freddy lunged. Rachel pulled the lever. The projector exploded in white light. The screen below shattered like glass. The animatronics screamed, loud and broken. Freddy froze mid-step. Foxy dropped to his knees. Springtrap howled as the walls cracked around him. Everything went silent. Then, morning light poured through the theater doors. Snow fell gently outside. The timer hit 6 a.m. and vanished. We were standing in the empty theater. No animatronics. No bodies. No damage. Just spilled popcorn and torn seats. Police rushed in. Parents screamed our names. Mom hugged us so tight I could barely breathe. They said the movie stopped halfway through due to a technical issue. No one believed us. But as we walked out, I looked back at the poster one last time. The release date had changed. 5 Nights at Freddy's 3. One night only. Thank you for attending. And deep inside the dark theater, something laughed.